Hey everybody, welcome to Scented Success Academy. Sorry y'all, I'm just finally recording this for the week, getting settled in. It's been a very productive, very busy day. I want to say week, but I'm recording this and it's only Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, which is crazy because I have done so much in like the last 2 days or so, 3 days. But it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So I am very excited. Why am I excited? So next week, make sure, for those of y'all that are on Team Faith and Soul, I'll be sharing out the link with y'all this next week when we get it recorded and up and running. But I'm very excited because if y'all have been watching these videos for a while, you might have noticed that pretty much like once a month now, I have some of my amazing friends, amazing Scentsy consultants that are on with me, where we do is like Zoom recording, a little panel discussion. But I have been really wanting to come on here and talk about my SFR experience, my takeaways, everything in between, share all the updates. But I feel like that's what we're going to probably talk about this next week. So I'm going to press pause on having that conversation with you guys and doing that recording this week because I'm saving that for Monday, which I'm very excited about. So stay tuned for that. Be on the lookout for that. This specific week, this training is going to be very short, to the point. I'm not even gonna lie, pretty impromptu. I did have a topic that I was going to talk about this week with y'all, but I really feel like that what I was thinking about today is more important, especially because we're kind of in a transition time where it's not, summer's technically, I know, sad face for those of y'all that are watching this and love summer, even though don't let my nails fool y'all. I'm not a summer girly. I'm not a summer girl. I am a fall, really like fall winter person. Anyways, and so I thought about this today because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, right now we're at the beginning of August. It's a not only transition month in Scentsy land, 10% off, by the way, if y'all didn't know that. It's 10% off with almost the majority of the products, just not clearance and not licensed on our website. But we're in the middle of a transition month, and what does that mean? So I am going to be talking about that through the course of the next couple of weeks. This next week is maybe a slight, I don't know, we may or may not talk a little bit about that with the with my panel, with my friends. We might touch base on that maybe a little bit, just so they can maybe give y'all some insight as far as what they do during the month of August to prep for all the things that are coming up and what that looks like for them. But you know what I was thinking about today? What I was thinking about was that in the last month or two, I myself personally have started doing other side businesses. So some of these, maybe all of them, who knows, might sound familiar to y'all, but I, like today, for example, I did a couple of grocery runs with Shipt. So I work with Shipt, and I also work, yesterday was actually my very first time doing it, by the way, which was awesome. But I also deliver Amazon packages with Amazon Flex, right? So why am I bringing that up? The reason why I'm bringing that up is because if you are specifically, because this is the people that I know, if you're specifically on my team, so Team Faith and Soul, the vast majority of you guys work full time. I know a few of y'all have like part-time jobs, but the majority of y'all work full time. Some of y'all more than one job. And I know that one of the number one questions I feel like that I get, hands down, with who, doesn't matter who I'm talking to, whether you're a seasoned consultant or you're just coming into the team, I feel like the top question that I get, especially specifically those individuals that are on the fence, like I don't know if they're not sure if they want to sell Scentsy, do they want to join as a consultant, is they're like, well, I don't want to do it full time. I have a busy schedule, or, I have a lot going on in my life. Or if they are a current consultant, and let's just say you guys that are on Team Faith and Soul, if you're like, yep, this is me, that you're always on the go, you have a very busy schedule, time is very precious for you, and you're like, I love Scentsy, I love fragrance, I love all of the scented things. However, how do I work? How do I do this? How do I show up? How do I work the business? Or, how do I make sure that I get sales or get new customers? Or maybe if by chance you're considering sponsoring and you want to grow a team, you're like, how do I do these things? Or maybe you join because you just love to have fun and you're in it for because you're like, this is a great hobby. Maybe you love packaging orders, or I don't know, maybe you have a club account and you're like, I love that I can not only get paid commission off your orders and your friends' orders, but then also bonus earn rewards and your people earn rewards, right? So no matter why you join Scentsy, I know the vast majority of you could say, like, I don't want to work this full time. I don't know how to fit this in. It just feels like it's going to be a lot. So if you're saying yes, yes, and yes, and all to that, I wanted to share with y'all a couple of things that I've been doing in the last couple of days to sprinkle Scentsy into my day-to-day. One of the key takeaways that I have learned over the last almost 5.5 years of being a Scentsy consultant is that I learned the hard way that it's so imperative, it's so important, y'all, to sprinkle Scentsy, sprinkle your business into your day-to-day life, not the other way around. So go about your days. If you are busy with your kids going back to school and you're busy with sports, or maybe you're going back to school as a teacher, or maybe by chance you have a child that's going into school education system for like the first time, or maybe you're having a really busy work season, right? No matter what that looks like, I want to talk to you today about ways that you can sprinkle Scentsy into your day-to-day. Still share your love of fragrance, your love of any of the products that you're doing, using throughout our catalog, but not having to necessarily block time off or clear your schedule to do so. How can we do that, right? So, first thing that I did the other day, and I think that I hold that thought because I actually do have some here. Now, I don't have them packaged up like I normally do. But here's the thing. Scent circles, if you're buying them, I highly recommend using your host rewards. But let's just say hypothetically, you don't have host rewards. Scent circles are 3 for $10. Now, like I said, I do highly recommend creating a shopping link, letting your people's orders, your customers' orders, your orders add up to create those host rewards. Use your host rewards towards scent circles. If you do anything else with your host rewards, let it be for scent circles. Why, do you ask? This is the simplest way that you can share fragrance, that you can share what we refer to as a quote-unquote sample. This could be your sample, right? It's already packaged. It looks cute. It's already to the point. These, by the way, are currently out. They've released this the beginning of this month. And there's 3 cute sayings that are on these. But it doesn't matter what scent circles you have. But what I did the other day is I had like clear, definitely not this big. I wish I had, I think the rest of them away the other day. But literally not this big of a bag, y'all. But a little clear bag. Make it super simple. It doesn't even have to be a bag. I just so happen to have that. It doesn't have to be a bag around it. Just do this as is. Put your contact information on there, however you want to do it. I personally, let's see if I can find one over here. I personally have different things that has like my contact information on it. This just makes it so much easier for me. I wish I had the larger one. Probably sitting under something. But it basically looks like these, but it's just on a larger scale. So it's my contact information. These are Avery labels, by the way. If you're wanting to use the same exact ones that I use, let's see, I'm pretty sure it's these here. Nope, that's the smaller one. I think it's this one. What is that? Because they have codes. 81. So if you've never used Avery before, Avery, they look like this. You don't necessarily have to use Avery, but what I like is that this company has their own website, and it's a free website. So you go to it, you purchase your labels. These are actually available at so many different stores, y'all. Like, I'm not even honest if Office Depot is still in business, but Office Depot sold them, Walmart sells them, Target sells them, Amazon sells them. But yeah, so I think this is the correct one. But they all have different codes. Yeah, this is the right one. So this is actually like actual address labels, like the larger scale address label. And it comes with 25 sheets, 30 labels per sheet. But the code is 8160. But it looks like that. So I love that because I type in, like I said, my name's on there, my phone number, my Scentsy website, just in case they don't feel like scanning the QR code, but they can also scan the QR code and it takes them directly to my website. So again, why am I talking about these? So you don't have to be as fancy as I do, but I usually will put like a little sticker on here that says, I love your customer service. Otherwise, you guys, simple enough. Grab your pen, flip this over, right on here. I love your customer service. I hope you have a great day. Or great customer service. If you love this scent, scan the QR code. Or if you love this scent, let's connect. Whatever the heck you want to say. The reason why I want to talk about things like this is that these are very simple, cost-effective, not going to take long ways for you to sprinkle Scentsy not only into your day-to-day, but connecting with others, giving more than you take. For example, yesterday I had to go to the doctor. I followed up with my primary. I had to have, unfortunately, a lot of blood work done. That was not fun. But when I had that all done, there were two different individuals that I touched base with, for copay payment. And the second one was to get me to labs to do my blood work, right? So two different people. Before I left the house, I made sure and I had 3 of these available, set up, ready to go in my purse. I'm not going to hand them out just to hand them out. If someone is showing good customer service, if someone, you name it, like if they acknowledge me and I have like a good vibe with them, or if they're like, I don't know, like, thank you, have a great day, or maybe they go above and beyond, whatever the case is. I'm not going to hand it out just to hand it out, but if I do have an interaction with a person of some sort while I'm out running errands, I am definitely going to make sure that I don't go home with these in my purse. I'm going to hand them out. So that is one simple, cost-effective way that you can sprinkle fragrance into your day-to-day, still work your business. And here's the thing, is that I love stuff like that because it's very intentional, because it's for busy people. I know that more than likely, I'm probably not going to have enough time to get their contact info. So yes, you are going on what I would say is like a trust system of that they are going to reach out to you. Now, it just also depends upon your intentions. For me, it would be great, yes, if they followed up with me, if they placed an order. But lately, I just want to show kindness. I just want to, like I said earlier, give more than I'm taking, especially specifically for the hospitals and for the doctor's offices, because individuals like that, y'all, if you don't know, it's like they're straight, I have friends that are in that industry, so it's like stressed, tired, high demand. I'm not even gonna get in that soapbox, but they have a hard day, right? And anyone that is also in the customer service industry, God bless them. And if someone's going to be nice to me, I want to pay it back, and that's a simple way that you can pay it back. Another thing, same thing, talking about scent circles, you guys. So today I did a couple of grocery delivery orders with shipped, okay? And right before I was getting ready to leave to go to the grocery store to pick up my first order for one of my customers, I had actually grabbed one of these. They're all the same fragrance, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed that, but the front of these actually, the new collection, they all are Whiskey River, and it smells amazing. Just my little plug there. But what I ended up doing, again, it didn't take me a lot of time, is that I was parked in my driveway. I was about to head out to go do my grocery run, right? I was parked in the driveway. I got one of these. I didn't go live. I actually pre-recorded a video on my phone and then posted it to my stories. Sorry, excuse me. But I talked about it. I didn't show my face. I flipped the camera so you could see like my mirror in my car, and I basically had this in my hand, and all you saw was this in the mirror, and I was talking about how much I love this fragrance. I was very intentional and specific and noted what I was doing. I said, you know, hey y'all, hope you're having a good day. I'm about to head out to do some grocery order deliveries with Shipt. I needed to change out my scent circle, and this scent I can't wait to smell. So that was the first video, right? So it was like a little two-parter because your girl wanted to open it up, and I didn't want to do that on video because the plastic is loud, you know, let's be honest. So the second video is after I opened up the circle, I then recorded myself draping the circle, you know, scent circle around the mirror. And I would, obviously you can hear me take, you know, a whiff, you know, smell it. And then I talk about what I thought about it. Simple as that. You don't have to do a video. You could literally switch this out, switch whatever you use scent-wise in your car, Scentsy-wise, like switch it out, take a picture of it, bam, post it to your stories. Don't overthink it, you guys. What was the other thing I'm thinking about? What did I do recently? What was the other thing? Oh, so I lately have kind of, how do I want to say this? I really want to pivot in my Scentsy business and not focus as much on like online parties. Parties, I love in person, hands down, but online parties, I'm trying to get away from that, okay? Been there, done that many years, trying to get away from it. So, because I'm trying to pivot from that, that means that I'm not going to get rid of that idea like altogether, but I want to find something that is going to replace that idea, right? So again, something that's not going to take a lot of time. I did it on my way out the other day. So twice a month on a Saturday, I text out my customers. You can post it on your page as well. But one Saturday every month, I offer what I refer to as like Sample Saturday. So Sample Saturday, I say that I have 10 spots, 10 limited exclusive spots for or however you want to word it. I think I say like premium samples, but exclusive 10 spots, and first come, first serve. Don't overthink what you're sampling. Typically, unless I just happen to have something new, which I did recently come in, it's honestly, you guys, don't overthink it. It's going to be whatever you have on hand. Doesn't matter what product it is, you know, whether it's laundry whiffs, whether it's cutting up a wax bar into like little bits, you name it. What else have I done? The dryer sheets, hands down. Yes. Dryer sheets, you guys, are where it's at. Dryer sheets and or the laundry liquid sheets. I remember I put those in, I'm not even kidding, like a Ziploc bag. I dropped one of each in a Ziploc bag. I think at the time I didn't have much of anything on me and my budget was really tight. And I mean tight, like capital T tight. And I remember, I want to say, I think I wrote down on a piece of paper what it was, how to use it, like the important stuff, and drop that off to my customers. The local ones specifically. So I do that one Saturday. So one Saturday a month, I offer Sample Saturday, and there's another Saturday at random. Doesn't matter when, you don't even have to do Saturday, but I'm just letting you know what I do. So there's the second Saturday in the month, I will message my customers, and I refer to this as try before you buy. So typically I will share a photo of maybe anywhere between like 2 to 3 items that I have on hand, product wise, that I'm not using at the time, that are just kind of sitting around. Like I like to try my stuff out here and there. So dang, I wish I had it around me, but I mean, don't overthink it. It could be whatever products, like Scentsy Fresh, Counter Clean, wall fan, warmer, you guys, a warmer and a wax bar. Definitely don't do a new wax bar. Do a used one. No, it won't be this one that I give to my customers, but like this one just has 4 cubes, you guys. Those are the wax bars you want to borrow out to your customers. Don't do brand new products, but try before you buy. That in a way is kind of like a party in itself. Why? Why is it a party in itself? Because you are offering out those said products, right? Whether it's through text, one-on-one to your customers, posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram, which you can certainly do. Your local customers, you're going to drop it off to them. Depending upon the product, it could very well be that there might be like a little instruction that needs to be had. Like, for example, I had a customer recently that I let her borrow out my air quad, okay? And I didn't just like drive by her house and just toss it out in the grass. So I'm like, good luck. No, I actually was like, okay, I can set aside at least 15 to 20 minutes to go inside her house, take the air quad in, set it up, walk her through it. It's self-explanatory, but it's just customer service, right? Now, here's the thing. Where you want to take it a step further after that customer is borrowing out your product. And what I mean by borrow out is meaning that you're going to get it back to them. Now, granted, obviously it's different if you're borrowing out like counter clean or washer whiffs or something of substance that doesn't have a lot left. Like, I mean, it's self-explanatory, y'all. So, like, in other words, if I'm like, hey, put all 4 cubes in your warmer, I'm not going to need that plastic back, right? But if there's still, like, the air quad, I want that back, right? It's my product. Like, my air quad, it goes in our living room. I'm going to want it back after my customers borrowed it out. You may have a question of, like, time-wise, how long do we let somebody borrow something out for? It, honestly, depends upon the product, depends upon your availability. For me, for example, with the air quad, air fan, mini fan, all those type of air products, I would say I personally like to give my customer a week, just because everyone's week looks different, right? So it could be, especially specifically with like a product like an air quad, or if you're doing maybe the air purifier or wall fan, something like that, they're more likely not going to use on a day-to-day basis. They're going to use it when they're wanting to use it. They're not going to be like most consultants and just let things run all the time, right? Like, not everyone's like that, you guys. I know, surprise, surprise. And so I typically give them a week. And honestly, it helps me. I set my alarm because I don't want to forget, but I set my alarm from the date. And I just let them know, like, hey, I'll come by and pick it up on this date. We'll talk, later towards that date about, like, what time I'll come by. But before you pick up the product that your customers borrowed out, here's where you're going to take it a step further. Is you want to check in with them, right? Before you pick up the product. Send them a text, call them, whatever you're comfortable with, and just ask them and be like for my customer, I'd be like, hey, I know, you wanting to try out the air quad. What do you think? Good or bad? Now, if they're excited about it, or if they're like, okay, I love it, but I may not get it right now, whatever the case may be, at that point, you're like, could you do me a favor? Could you post a photo of that in your house and post it and share it to your whatever they're on? So for me, it's going to be like, hey, can you share that to your Facebook page? It's going to take seconds, y'all, for you to do that. But here's the thing. Here's the more important part is, even if your customer is maybe not interested or not yet prepared, or maybe not at a place where they're wanting to purchase said product, them sharing that and tagging you and posting it to their social media page is going to help you even more. Why, do you ask? Because if they're interested in that product and they tag your name, it could be variable B that someone that follows them could also be interested. And guess what? If your customer is wanting that product that they borrowed out, but maybe it's just not currently in their budget, you never know. You never know what could become of that. A shopping link, right? That they can share with their friends, and then they could possibly earn then that product that they really liked for free or half off. I mean, how awesome is that? So those were just a couple things that, like I said, that I didn't want to take too much of y'all's time this week, but that was just something that I had actually thought about earlier this morning on how you can sprinkle Scentsy into your day-to-day. But thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I'm thinking probably I need to, because my laptop's my laptop needs to be charged. Otherwise, I think I probably would have honestly pulled up Workstation and covered some of the exciting news that's going on. So I promise you guys that we will cover that next Monday when we do our roundtable. But thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. If you happen to catch this video at any point in time, if you could do me a favor and comment and let me know what is one way that you sprinkle Scentsy into your day-to-day. How do you do it? I'm curious. I'm excited. And if this is something that you related to, or maybe there's a key takeaway, a little nugget of information, feel free to share this with anyone else that you find that this might be helpful for. Otherwise, make sure and hit the bell on this page. That way you're subscribed and you'll be in the know for any time that there is a new training that is posted. But thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Until next week, I'm very, very excited about next Monday. It's going to be incredible. I'm so excited to see my friends and share all of the, again, key takeaways and how much fun and I'm excited, honestly, to hear how everybody's experience was, like, individually from our convention. So y'all have an incredible week, and we will touch base soon. And thanks again for hanging out with me.